And welcome to another edition of Murphy's Hockey Law. I'm your host, Jimmy Murphy. Producer Blake Thorne isn't here right now, but he will edit this up, and it will look a lot better when you see it later. Not that it doesn't look bad right now, because I've got a good friend and a Hockey Hall of Famer joining me, and Mark Recchi. Rex, how you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Little bittersweet.
Yeah.
I know you play with Bergie, and I actually covered him his whole career. So it's not that I didn't know I was old, Rex, but I
Yeah.
feel old today. You know what I mean? Like I just saw him grow up. I remember him when he was just a kid from Quebec coming down, spoke no English. Marty Lapointe used to have to translate for him, but you knew right away that he was something special. And yesterday, Patrice Bergeron calls it a career, 19 season NHL, one Stanley Cup win, a record 6 Selke trophies. But as you know, Rex, all of those accolades on the ice, they don't compare to the accolades off it in the person that he was, right?
Wow, it's incredible what type of person he was, and like you say that he was truly a better person than when he was a hockey player, and he exemplifies what a National Hockey League player should look like on and off the ice. He's an incredible person. He was an incredible hockey player, obviously. He was just an amazing teammate, and he's an amazing family guy as well. So he deserves everything he's going to get, and he'll be a first-time Hall of Fame ballot. No doubts about that. The type of person he is, and the type of professional he was, day in and day out, was just incredible to be around and to watch. And then I tell kids all the time. I told my two sons that play. I said, this is the guy you want to watch when you're playing the game. So this is the guy you want to take your game after, and he's pretty special.
Let me ask. Look, Rex, you prided yourself in being the same way, and being a pro, and being a leader as best you could, and always being there for your teammates. So, I don't know what you had heard or what you knew of Patrice before you arrived in Boston in 2009 in the trade there. But when you got there, what was the first thing that struck you about him?
Well, just his professionalism, and just his commitment to his teammates and the game every day. When I first got there, he was just coming back from his concussion issues that he had. So
Right.
it was kind of, he was finally back healthy, and he was getting his game going and back to where, you know, um, obviously when you're out for extended period of times, you're going through that. And, it was just, but you could see every day what he wanted to bring to the table. And it was just incredible to be around. And, it was fun to be around. He's got a quiet personality, but he's a great guy to sit around and chat with, and just, talk hockey, talk life, talk whatever. And just, he was always there for you.
Hey, I heard another one of your former teammates, and Aaron Ward was speaking yesterday to one of my friends, Mitch Melnick, up in Montreal on the radio, and he was telling a story about when he started up. I think they called it. I don't know if you remember, Rex. It was like cuts for causes or something. You guys would do it, and you'd all shake
Yep.
your heads, right? And he said that when he first got that going, he's working with the radio guys to get it going with the team. He said, some guys got right on board, but then some were kind of lukewarm. Like not that they didn't want it. It wasn't they were trying to be selfish or anything. It just he was having a tough time getting it to catch on. And Patrice overheard him, I guess, talking to the trainer about it. And he goes, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of that." And he goes in, and he said that Patrice just got everybody on board right away. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, that's all I had to do to get that going, I guess." Do you
Yeah.
have a story like that? Just sort of a specific leadership story that sticks in your head about Patrice?
Well, he, for 2011, it basically became his team with Z and a few other guys. But he knew when the right time to step up was, and it was after a period. One game we weren't playing very well, and it was a cup year, and he for the first time really stood up in the room, and it was heartfelt. It was amazing. It was, and from that point on, that like that's why he eventually, after Z left, he got named captain.
Right. Oh, I think I lost Mark. We lost him there. I think I know though. Until we hopefully oh, there you are. We lost you for a bit, Mark. Yeah, no, and I'm wondering. I was just gonna say as I was waiting for you to get back on there. I was wondering, is that when I remember that Cup season, and I want to say it was maybe like December or something, and you guys were in a swoon. I remember that, and there was a lot. There was starting to be some talk about Claude's job, about Julian, and you had lost a game. Actually, you guys had lost. I remember that you had lost a game in Montreal. I'm sure you recall this, and this was when the Chara Pacioretty thing originated. Remember, Pacioretty gave him a little nudge after he scored the winner,
Mhm.
and then Chara didn't take a liking to that, and then obviously it carried over into that next one when excuse me, the injury happened. But that the period you're talking about when you guys were kind of trying to find your way, and then right after that, I remember when you came back, you won the Winter Classic, and right after that, you sort of took off.
Yeah, I mean, he had a number of those moments, and once he got confident and he knew his message, and he knew, when the timing, when everything. I mean, just a smart guy, and he was just trying. He was feeling his way to the leadership role, and then he just dove in, and
Mm-hmm.
he.
Weird. We keep losing Rex there. I don't know what's going on, but we'll get him back. But I mean, this is just much of the same. We keep
Yeah,
losing you there. I don't know what's
I
going on
keep
here.
I keep getting calls. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry
Busy
about that.
man. Busy.
Yeah.
I hope one of them's
No,
for a coach.
I'm never busy, and then all of a sudden now we're on the thing, and I get 40 calls. So
Well,
figure that
you know
out.
what,
So
Rex? I hope one of them's for a coaching gig, eh?
yeah, no coaching, buddy.
All
No more coaching, management.
right. We'll get into that another show.
Yeah,
But yeah, just getting back to Patrice, and that's what we
yeah,
keep hearing, and I think that is one of these things too. Is overall he was and will always be a quiet leader,
yeah.
but he picked his spots. One thing too. Before I let you go here, and we'll stick with sort of that Cup year, because he did so much maturing in that year. I remember sitting with you, Rex, and I don't know if you remember this. After you guys lost to Philly, I don't know if it was down there. It was when you came back and we did the whole breakup session with the media before you go off for the summer. And you looked at me and you said, "This is going to make us win the Cup next year,"
Mhm.
because you had just blown that lead and you knew you had the team. You knew you had it, and you said, "We're going to use this and we're going to channel it." I imagine you said some similar words to the team, and I imagine one guy that just channeled it like no one else was Patrice, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we all talked about it. That next training camp was outstanding. We went up. We were up at Vermont, I believe it was,
Yep.
and we talked a lot about that, and then we just pushed it aside. So we were going to learn from it. We are going to grow from it. Obviously, I think management learned from it as well. They got some more depth up the middle. We lost some centermen. We added a lot more depth up the middle that guys could play wing and center, and then the players just took everything and just we embraced it and we
Yeah.
grabbed it and as a group and the being up there and just talking about it a lot. And then we pushed it aside
Mhm.
and guys like Bergie and obviously Z and you got Luch and you got everybody. There was just great leadership in that room. But those are the guys. Bergie was the day to day, like Jurgi Z, and like they end up being the day to day guys when it all came down to it.
Mhm.
And that's exactly how they play and their professionalism, their practice habits,
I
their
was just gonna say
you know
practice. Yeah.
the practice habits. I mean, that's what you see most teams that have success. Their practice habits are incredible, and your leadership group has to lead that, and those guys did, and it was just fun to watch and fun to watch that maturing process.
Yeah.
And the confidence, the growing the confidence that he knows he's the leader, and I think that's was the really fun part for me is watching that and experience that, and then him just taking it to the next level, and obviously for 12 more years after we won, he's everything that a coach wants, everything a GM wants, everything. that
Yep.
you're trying to find another one of those players. And I mean, they're not easy to
Good
find,
luck.
but yeah, and that's what you're trying to find. So it was so incredible to be part of that.
And look, you've got on sort of the coaching side and some management as well, or development, right? Um, I imagine you take what you learned from your career yourself, and then also, and also, like you said in the beginning, and we'll end it with that. Is just this is the guy, and I know like we've got the Trevor Zegerses of the world,
Mhm.
and the fancy Connor McDavid's, and that's look, these guys are amazingly skilled, but
Yeah,
I think every coach, they'll take the skill for sure, but if they can get the skill and that, and what Patrice Bergeron brings, they're going to be a happy coach, right?
yeah. That's, I mean, that's it makes a lot of coaches happy. It's their dream players. A guy like Bernie. I mean, that's a dream guy. That's a dream player. You don't
Mhm.
have to worry about anything, and you know what you're going to get every night from him. Every night, both ends of the rink, face-offs, commitment. Draws. Just you know what you're getting every night, and that's pretty special. And you don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about him. So it's a
Yeah.
pretty nice feeling.
I'll tell you though, hey, look, I know you know it, but I got to tell you, he has said on more than one occasion pretty much the same stuff about you to me. So I think the feeling's mutual there. And I always love that relationship you guys have with him. I'm sure you've been in touch with him since. So,
Yeah,
well,
he just texted me back when we were
oh, there
on.
you
So
go. There you go. Perfect. Well, you know
yeah,
what? We'll have to all convene up in Toronto soon enough for
yeah,
a Hall of Fame induction. All
3
right.
years, 3
All
years.
right. Sounds
All
good,
right.
Rex. Listen, get back to your kids' practice there, and we'll talk to
Yeah,
you soon, bud.
you betcha, pal. All right, be
All
good.
right. That's Mark
Yeah.
Recchi joining me here on Murphy's Hockey Law. I'm Jimmy Murphy. We'll talk to you in the next episode.